Welcome guys, if you want to see a rusty 350Z, stay tuned. Well, welcome, and for you guys who have been following along for years, firstly apologies. You've maybe been following the progress of this build, which started 5 years ago. I'm so sorry. So what kind of progress? I filled the boot with some structural foam, bolted the spoiler to it. I still got a metal reinforcing plate under it. The body kit sitting here, it's in various stages of sanding, filling little holes, and then before it gets clear coated. Not a million miles away, but things keep happening. Like, I got a cheap 350Z. So the story with this car is it's an MOT failure. So sometimes you can get lucky on these and it's just a few braces that need replaced, which I was hoping for, but as it went on and I started getting it up in the ramp, I seen, yeah, this car has some serious rust issues. Probably the worst I've seen for a while. I actually think it must have been sitting in water for a while, or on grass or something, because it's definitely worse than a lot of them. So yeah, I just thought I'd take this opportunity to maybe highlight a few areas. So I've now started stripping this for parts, so gearbox is away. So what I did, rather than try and take this frame off that the ramp's sitting on, I just chopped through it because what we're going to scrap anyway. So yeah, you can see this is pretty bad. I mean, it's solid. You could probably wire brush it and get it back to a point where you're happy with it, maybe some rust restore, but there's just so much of it and it's kind of eating into all the nuts and bolts that I've tried to remove a few things, and it's just, the nuts are spinning, it's just making everything a nightmare. But I mean, the car, see, when I drove the car, when I drove it home, the car drove absolutely flawlessly. There wasn't a bump or a rattle, smooth engine, smooth gearbox, suspension felt smooth. But you can see, so there is a W brace which came off in the one piece, so I'm going to assume that's been replaced at some point, because those are absolutely terrible. But I thought, well, I'll be lucky. Sometimes I've been lucky in taking these off, kidney braces off before, but yeah, nuts started snapping, and then worst thing ever is if they spin, it means the captive nut inside the body is rusted and broke away. So yeah, you can see there, that's it, it's gone. So if that's spinning, if you can't get that nut out, the nut that's in the actual sill of the body is absolutely goosed. So it's in there, and basically you're a full cut out job, loads of money to get that sorted. But when you just start seeing the rust on everything, you see it's past saving. So it basically failed on top strut mounts up here, so they are rusted through. You'll see on the other side there's more rust getting through into the boot area, and you can see all this. Now the subframe is aluminium, as well, you'll probably know, so it doesn't rust, but where it attaches to the body starts to rust as well. So yeah, this is gone. I wouldn't like to try and put this back in the road. It costs too much money and it's not worth it. Yeah, as you can see, it's all rusty in there, which probably means that fuel filler neck up there is rusty in there. Rusty up at the mounts for the shock absorbers, the arch itself, it's starting to rust. You can see it blistering through there. So the culprit for a lot of these is the sills in this area here. That's where they rot, and that's where these kidney brackets are attached to. Now the culprit is this. See, if you've got this in a car, take it off, it just catches all the dirt in there, catches all the dirt, and you can't clean it when you're power washing your car, so all the dirt just hangs in there and it rots the car. So yeah, if you've got them, I'd probably advise taking them off. Let's see if we can see in there. So that's basically your inner shell in there, and you can see it all the way in, it is rotten. So yeah, just for reference, if you're buying or you already own your 350Z, check these areas. Always good to catch it before it gets to this point, because you can always clean it up. But this one's going to the big graveyard in the sky. Yeah, so that's, the MOT guy will probably feel that for being rusty in there, rusty onto there, and then you could replace that bracket there, and you could place the kidney brackets and W brackets. But look at that bushing's away. Yeah, the car drove great on the way home. It just shows you how much rust is underneath things when you start taking off covers. Now I'll drop it down and let you see the boot lid. So it was a shame, because the car, as I said, drives great. The interior was nice and clean. Everything was good apart from rust. You see somebody's already had a bit of go at that. Try and repair it. Oh, I forgot I dumped all this stuff in here. 1 minute. So here we are on the inside. So you can see in there, all starting to rot in there. Now your suspension mounts up inside here, so that rotting plate is actually in there. So to replace it, you need to cut some of this out or try and get it from underside to reinforce it. It's thousands of pounds basically to get that. And then obviously the other side's going to be much the same. If one side's got it, the other side's not going to be far away. So yeah, I mean, the boot floor looks alright. You can see something, that might just be water from the inside. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to buy a car, don't be scared just to check these areas. I would say the most common is the top of these suspension struts, those kidney braces that are delousable over that side, and those bits with the plastic where the back of the side skirt is. That's the most easiest, the first bits to go anyway. So yeah, it's a shame these cars are getting like this, and it does seem to be a hit or a miss. You can see a little bit of rust starting there. In the engine bays, generally there's nothing in there, but when you start getting deeper down, things like in here starts to rust a little bit. But generally that'll be okay. It is all those bits I mentioned that go first. So yeah. Hopefully you found that informative if you're going to be buying a 350Z, or you've already got one and you want to just find out where to look first and maybe try and preserve it a little bit longer. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Till next time.